16.6.
Absolutely dialed! You listen to me, brother! When the ring bells, I'm coming in there and I'm on it! You know who I are! I are him! Let's go!
Jake Paul has just delivered his final word to Anthony Joshua, and suddenly this fight feels a lot more real than anyone expected. With the Netflix boxing event getting closer by the minute, the tone around Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua has completely shifted.
Jake, can I ask, what were you saying to...
He top heavy! Look at that legs! Chicken legs!
What were you saying to him up there?
Man, I said I smell fear. I see something in his eyes. I truly do. When I say America, you say fuck yeah! America!
I noticed you said to him, I heard you say to him, you have everything to lose. Why do you feel like everything is his to lose and not for you as well?
Bro, the pressure's on him. I'm fighting free. I've already won. This is a lose-lose situation for him. I've got him in the corner right where I want him.
Finally, what is your prediction, Jake?
Probably the 6th or 7th round knockout.
And that's it.
Just picked the kids up from school on a school run Paris and the kids. And I've just been sent a video of Anthony Joshua talking about if he kills somebody, he kills somebody in a boxing ring. I think, you know what? He's a little bit long in the tooth to be talking shite like that. He's 37-year-old at the end of his career, fighting a YouTuber, a Disney Channel guy, who Tommy beat. And now he's talking about killing him and all that to try and sell. Please. Barking up the wrong tree, idiot. Here's a fun fact. If I ever come across you, bum, I'm knocking you dead spark out. I ain't a YouTuber or a man half your size. I am him. The man. You're a classless loser coming off a 15 months knockout defeat to a local lad. Imagine if someone from Morecambe knocked me out. You big bum, useless tosser. Get up, and I can't wait if Jake Paul knocks your spark out, you big bum. Get up.
What are you gonna do about it? You're touching my face, brother. Come on. Let's get this shit on, buddy. Let's go. Let's go. Here. Here. Smelled it. I can smell it. Look forward, guys. Come on.
What once sounded like a joke, a fantasy matchup, or pure clickbait has now turned into one of the most talked about potential fights in modern boxing, and Jake Paul knows it. Jake isn't laughing anymore. He isn't trolling. He isn't playing the YouTube villain. Instead, he's calm, confident, and borderline unsettling in the way he's talking about Anthony Joshua, a former unified heavyweight champion who once ruled the division. Jake's message is simple but loaded with intent. People keep underestimating me, and they always pay for it.
If you don't win this fight in 30 seconds, there's going to be two things thrown at him. One, you're no good. A lot of people are going to say, you can't afford Jake Paul. You're terrible. You're never any good. They'll forget he was two-time heavyweight champion in the world. He was the fellow that struggled with Jake Paul. And God forbid he gets beat. Imagine if he got beat, or he gets dropped, or the rest of his career count pretty much for nothing in most people's eyes. And the second thing is, if he does take him rounds, if he does hold him up, if he does play the game and get a few rounds in, and it's a bit of an exhibition style thing, he'll never be taken serious by most paying public ever again. So I just think it's a no-win situation for Anthony Joshua, apart from the 50 million quid, of course, which is not too bad.
Well, my thoughts on it is that Jake Paul's had a lot of accusations over the years for a guy who's had no amateur fights. What's he had, about 10 or 12 fights? I'm not sure what he's had. And, you look at the opposition he's had, and people saying, when's he going to fight somebody? He stepped up. He's stepping up to a two-time world champion, a genuine heavyweight, a proper heavyweight champion, and an active fighter. And this is a big moment for him. And you've got to take your hat off to him for that. This fight, as regarding AJ, I'm sure AJ's wants a fight back after that, that unbelievable loss he had against Daniel Dubois. That was quite an emphatic loss. He wants to come back, get himself, dip his toe in the water. He's going to get paid a lot of money for this. This fight's going to generate a lot of money, because for me, it's a fighter. Jake Paul's going to be a massive underdog against a big favourite, a big odds-on favourite. Can he do it or not? This is a car crash. and people will watch it because that's what people do at car crashes, and that's what this is.
It's a crazy fight, isn't it? Like, if you would have told me this how long's Jake Paul been into it now? 5 years. If you would have told me this 5 years ago, I would have never thought that this was possible. Anthony Joshua, former Olympic gold medalist, 2-time heavyweight champion of the world, I believe. Fought all the greats of this era, apart from Tyson Fury. And now he is fighting Jake Paul, who's essentially social media guy, former Disney guy. But also, we've got to give him his credit, he's a pretty good boxer. Like, he's coming into it, he's getting better every fight, it seems. Questionable opponents. This is a wild matchup, but there's been a lot of stick out there, Anthony Joshua, people saying like, why is he fighting Jake Paul? Look, for Anthony Joshua, this is an 8-rounder, isn't it? Or is it 10-rounder? This is an 8-rounder. The guy's he'll be getting something like 50 million for the fight. Look, if the shoe was on the other foot, all of us, me, you, people behind the camera, we would all do an easier job than our own job for that amount of money. Let's stop being silly. Let's stop the flack towards Anthony Joshua. We would all do the same thing if we got the opportunity.
And what do you think about it for boxing as well? Obviously, there's going to be a lot of eyes on it with it being on Netflix Friday night.
I don't get the notion that this hurts Anthony Joshua's legacy and hurts boxing. If anything, I think it does really well for boxing. I think that it's going to be the most eyes of any fight this year.
That's where the stigma begins, because on paper, Anthony Joshua should destroy Jake Paul. He's bigger, stronger, vastly more experienced, and has spent years competing at the highest level of professional boxing. His jab is elite, his power is real, and when he's confident, he looks unstoppable. But boxing isn't fought on paper. Jake Paul's entire career has been built on exploiting expectations. Every time he steps in the ring, the narrative is the same. This is the fight where he gets exposed, and every time he finds a way to win, or at the very least, survive long enough to rewrite the conversation. So the real question isn't whether Anthony Joshua is the better boxer. The question is, how could Jake Paul actually win? Stylistically, Jake's path to victory isn't about outboxing Joshua for 12 rounds. That would be unrealistic. It's about timing, discipline, and chaos.
Yeah, let's fucking go. Let's fucking go, bro. Let's put on a show for the fans. Let's go to war. Men have done crazier things throughout human history. This is the modern day gladiator sport. This is what we're here to do, is fuck each other up. And I'm ready. I want his hardest punches. I want there to be no excuses when it's all said and done, and let's fucking kill each other.
Jake Paul, you got some big balls, and I've got to give him respect for taking this fight because I'm fucking ready.
Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, falling down.
I don't think it will happen, but
Boston
you asked a
Tea
question.
Party.
What was your question?
No, my question is, of course, I know you don't believe that.
No, wait, what do you say?
Boston Tea Party 2.0, fam.
What's a Boston Tea Party?
I'm fucking him up!
What's a Boston Tea Party?
It's something that happened many years ago. There was some tea that they threw off. It's a long story. It was in Boston.
Yeah.
He's trying to say he's going to knock you out.
Oh, okay. I'm carrying boxing on my back. I've done it with the Ngannou fight, and I'm going to do it again. I understand the expectation. I don't carry it because the expectation I have of myself is already enough, but I understand it, I acknowledge it, and I respect it. But that's about it as far as outside concern about this fight. The reason why people think there's a clause is because they don't understand how Jake's beaten Woodley, Silva, and other people. I think that's what they just can't get their head around. So in short, he's done well to put himself in position, and there is no clause in the contract.
You're not a man who plays with his food.
No, I don't play with my food. No way. If I can hurt you, I'm gonna hurt you, bro. And I'm not even gonna say, but if you hit me once, I'm gonna hit you twice. That's just the game we're in. You know, in boxing, it's a great game because, like, if you watch football, you don't want it to end in the first 10 minutes. You want to watch a full 90-minute football match, soccer match, or NFL match. With boxing, if I can end it in 10 seconds, I'll do it.
AJ, do you think Jake is on your level whatsoever?
No,
okay.
Respectfully, because it's clear If I say yes, I'm going to be lying to myself, and I can't lie to myself. It's not that he can't compete,
Right.
but when you talk about, for example, music, how many albums I've put out, how many mixtapes I've put out, he just hasn't got the body of work I've got in boxing.
Got you.
Jake throws less volume, but he commits to his shots. He waits. He looks for mistakes. And Joshua, historically, has struggled when fights don't go according to script. If AJ comes in tight, hesitant, or overthinking, Jake gains confidence. If AJ respects Jake's power even for a second too long, momentum shifts. And if this fight drags into uncomfortable rounds, pressure starts to build. Joshua's biggest weakness has never been skill. It's doubt, and Jake Paul thrives in moments where doubt creeps in. Now flip it the other way. If Anthony Joshua loses this fight, even in a shocking, controversial way, the consequences would be massive. It wouldn't just damage his legacy, it would shake the sport of boxing to its core.
That's where Jake Paul will look to throw a few hooks over the top and catch him. Sometimes, you know, if you're a big guy, it's harder fighting the small guys who move around a lot. So maybe Jake Paul's going to get on his bike a little bit, and it's going to take Anthony Joshua a little bit of time to get to him. But with the opposition that Anthony Joshua has been fighting over his career, from the Olympics to heavyweight champion of the world, in my opinion, he shouldn't have any problems getting to him. It might take him a round or two, might take him a little bit more, but in my opinion, Anthony Joshua should blow him out after a couple of rounds.
Go on then, let's get into how Anthony Joshua wins this fight. If we're looking at his last few fights, obviously he got caught by Dubois in his last fight, but then at the same time, he's also knocked Francis Ngannou out.
Yeah, right. We can look at it, we can look at the positives and negatives with Anthony Joshua, right? So, positives, massive guy, very athletic, lot of power. When he's using his straight punches and his fakes, so dangerous.
Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul. What do you think when I heard about the fight? I said, they're gonna actually fight? I didn't believe it. But what we gotta do is say, Jake Paul really bit off a lot this time. He's serious, he wants to go up against a true heavyweight, and that's Anthony Joshua. So, he's up against a heavyweight. How is he gonna adopt? How is he gonna feel? How is he gonna fight when he gets in there? I don't see him fighting. I see him looking to survive in the fight. He's gonna feel the uppercut. He's gonna feel the jab. He's gonna feel the right hand. How's he gonna react? I don't know. We're gonna have to see how he's gonna react.
This is a terrifying human being. You take a guy who just had a boxing match that looks like a sparring match with a 58-year-old Mike Tyson, and then you're going to fight one of the absolute scariest knockout artists in the heavyweight division. He's got that one-punch nuclear power, and he's fast. You're dealing with a guy who's an Olympic gold medalist, and he's got vicious knockout power, and he's got immense amount of experience at world-class levels. If you want to show you're legit by taking on 34-year-old Anthony Joshua, one of the scariest fucking heavyweights alive, he's going to be terrifying, and he's going to have a lot to prove. He's going to be very angry that Jake Paul wants to fight him.
A YouTuber beating a former heavyweight champion on a global Netflix stage would force boxing fans, promoters, and fighters to confront a reality they don't want to accept, that the lines between entertainment and elite competition have officially blurred. And for Jake Paul, a win over Anthony Joshua wouldn't just be the biggest victory of his career. It would legitimize everything he's been saying for years. It would silence critics, elevate his status overnight, and turn him from boxing's most controversial figure into its most disruptive force. This is why the hype feels different. This isn't just a fight, it's a referendum on modern boxing.
Too much, and that's when you see him get caught with the big shots.
How does Jake Paul win this fight?
This is the question. Can he win the fight? Of course he can win the fight. It's a fight. Anybody can win. Jake Paul, let's just have a little look at his record. So get his box rec up. So his first fight, Nate Robinson. That's it. That's the other guy's debut, so fair enough. Second fight, Ben Askren. Ben Askren is obviously a UFC fighter, not a boxer, not known for his hands. Knocked him out. Tyron Woodley. Again, first boxing fight, former UFC champion. Good hands, decent win, to be fair, for Jake Paul. Anderson Silva, one of the best strikers in MMA, also when they fought well into his 40s with 1,000,000 miles on the clock. Tommy Fury, my guy Tommy Fury. Tommy Fury beat him. Tommy Fury, lovely guy, been boxing a long time, not a championship level boxer when they fought each other. Tommy Fury, still not a championship level boxer, he'll tell you that himself. Tommy Fury has still got a lot to learn before he gets to that level. Like I say, me and Tommy are friends, we've trained a lot together in the past, but Tommy Fury. Right now, I'm not saying that he can't be an elite level boxer, but right now he's not creme de la creme boxing level. Who else has he fought? So he lost to Tommy. Then Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz, UFC legend, a lot of fights, a lot of miles on the clock. MMA fighter. And then we've got Andre August, who he knocked out. That was a good win for him. Ryan Boland, he was 17-2. Then he fought Mike Perry, beat Mike Perry. Mike Perry again, MMA fighter, bare knuckle fighter, not a boxer. Jake Paul's a lot bigger than him. Then he fought Mike Tyson. Obviously, Mike Tyson needs no introduction from me. Mike Tyson's 50-something years old when they fought. Then he fought Julio Cesar Chavez. Loads of miles on the clock. Boxer, good level boxer, but when they fought, he's got a lot of miles on the clock. So, some may say that Jake Paul's record is a little bit questionable with.
So Jake Paul against Anthony Joshua. This is not an attack on Jake Paul, but here's the equivalent. This is the equivalent of me completing Call of Duty hardened level, okay, and then doing 4 weekends of paintballing. Once I've done that, jumping on the back of a Chinook helicopter with the British Parachute Regiment and deploying to a war zone. That's the equivalent. Best case scenario, I end up dead very quickly. Worst case, I'm a liability to everyone around me, and then I end up dead. Jake Paul's a novice. Put it this way, every one of the 16 qualifiers for the heavyweight division in the Paris Olympics, equivalent weight to Jake Paul, every one of them would knock out Jake Paul in 12-ounce competition gloves. He's doing well, he's coming on well, but he's a raw novice. He shouldn't be getting in the ring.
Tradition versus evolution. Legacy versus momentum. Jake Paul knows that. Anthony Joshua knows that. And that's why Jake's final words weren't loud or disrespectful. They were confident.
When he fought Klitschko won. Well, sorry, he's only fought Klitschko once, but when he fought him, and we're comparing Klitschko to Jake Paul, which is crazy. But Joshua does let his ego take hold a little bit and get dragged into a scrap sometimes. That's what he did against Ruiz in the first fight. That's what he did against Dubois when he fought him a couple of fights ago. So sometimes you start seeing Anthony Joshua get hit with the punches, and he likes to trade a little bit too much, which is where Jake Paul could potentially have some success. That being said, as I said, boxing pedigree, Olympic champion, doesn't get much higher. Two-time world heavyweight champion, fought all the best guys barring Tyson Fury. He knows what it's like to be in there, under the pressure, against these big, massive guys who are big, massive punchers, and he knows how to ride the shots, he knows how to finish a fight. Once he gets guys hurt, Anthony Joshua is absolutely clinical. Big guy, super athletic, loads of power, and he should win pretty easily, but this is combat sports, you just never know.
I know you love this question as well, always for yourself, but Anthony Joshua's chin as well. Thoughts on that?
I think it's heavyweight fighting. If you get hit, you're going over. But I think it's not the chin that's questionable with Anthony Joshua. For me, it's his approach. Sometimes he gets hit, and the boxing, even though he's got this massive boxing pedigree of, like we said, Olympics, all these professional fights at the high level, sometimes when he gets hit, he seems to get dragged into a scrap a little bit too much for me. So I don't think it's the fact that his chin's bad at all. I think it's the fact that he exposes himself a little bit too much to getting hit. When he gets in that scrapping mode, which is great, sometimes you need to get in that scrapping mode to finish the fight, which is amazing. But sometimes he gets in it, for me, a little bit too much, puts himself in danger a little bit.
Jake has said a lot of derogatory stuff about AJ. Probably just selling the fight. He's chinny, he's washed, he's getting beat up. I thought when AJ walked across him, that maybe he just doesn't care about him so much, but I would have loved to have seen AJ gone, look what you got now.
No,
look what you've got now.
The presence is there. You don't have to say nothing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And you
It's
know,
just a small man syndrome.
Jake, you see, like Jake, we know he's confident. Does crazy things at press conferences. He's wild. He was at this press conference with AJ. He wasn't as wild. He wasn't as wild, and he was, and he was gonna do this trolling thing where he was gonna motorboat AJ's chest. If you
What's
watched
motorboat?
Come on, man. You gotta know.
Oh, that...
Yeah. So, but when you
don't know what motorboating is. You're a motorboating king, I've heard.
It's been a while.
Word around the campfire, you're a motorboating
When you watch the press conference, when they go face to face, you see him stare at AJ's chest for a few seconds before he looks up at him. But he backed out. So he knows what time it is.
Yeah.
He knows that, okay, this is serious. I'm gonna do my camp. I believe in myself. I've got a big overhand right. But when he faced him, he was like, you know what, let me not do that. So that shows a little something.
There's somehow, I don't know how it's going to happen, but I think it's going to be the biggest upset in sport in history. That's all, so I think there's something that, because it's so obvious. It's so obvious. AJ has got all of the. I think there's something's going to happen. Either a no contest, either something, a cut, either no contest.
Why you told me?
A cut, for instance, a big clash of heads, or something's going to happen where AJ's. It's just, I don't know why, because it's so. I'm going the opposite way.
I think this guy is ill.
Yeah, I tightened him up this morning. Yeah.
Because confidence is dangerous, and if this fight actually happens, one thing is guaranteed: the outcome will change boxing forever, one way or another.